In a luxurious estate, a bizarre death occurred. The owner was lying on the sofa with a dagger nearby. Police initially determined it was suicide, but the night before, the owner had just celebrated his 80th birthday, having a wonderful time. Why would he kill himself? A few days later, a famous detective received an anonymous hiring letter, asking him to investigate the killer behind this case. The deceased was a mystery novelist. His books were bestsellers worldwide. The detective discovered the family's harmony was just a facade. Everyone had a motive. The eldest son died prematurely, but his widow had been swindling money from the old man. After the old man discovered this, he cut off her financial support. The younger son was crippled and managed the family's publishing house, but was fired by the old man before the incident. The daughter relied on her father's financial backing to become successful in business, but her husband was having an affair. The day before the incident, the husband's affair was discovered by the old man and the old man's favorite grandson, Paul. The night before the incident had a huge argument with him. When the detective questioned them, their descriptions of the night of the incident were surprisingly consistent. That night, the old man celebrated his 85th birthday. After dinner, he returned to his room for his nurse to give him an injection. At midnight after the nurse left, the old man committed suicide. It seems the key to the case is this nurse. She was the last person to see the old man alive. The nurse was kind-hearted and lovable, never having hurt anyone, but she had one fatal weakness. She would vomit whenever she lied next. The detective began questioning the nurse about that night, and in the nurse's mind, we see the truth behind this case. That night, the old man knocked over the chessboard, spilling everything on the table, including his 2 medicine bottles. Then the nurse picked up the medicine to give him an injection. After administering it, she realized she had made a mistake. She mixed up the bottles, giving the old man 100 grams of morphine instead of his medicine. This would poison him to death within 10 minutes. The nurse immediately went to find an antidote in the medical kit, but the old man calmly analyzed the situation. He said the estate was in the suburbs. An ambulance would take 15 minutes to arrive. The nurse couldn't find an antidote and could only call for an ambulance. But the old man hung up the phone. He said, "If I die, I don't want you to go to prison because of me." Then he helped her devise a perfect plan. First, he told the nurse to leave, then secretly sneak back into the house, change into the old man's clothes and hat, pretend to go downstairs, making his younger son think he wasn't dead, then go back upstairs and return along the original path to leave the estate. This way, she could escape suspicion. After explaining the plan, the old man slit his throat in front of the nurse, leaving her with no way out, forcing her to follow his method to exonerate herself. Due to copyright restrictions, we can only show you this much of the movie. The film is called Knives Out.